Mark Andrews. All right, I'm going live on YouTube. Let's get it. Herbert or Tua? Herbert. Kyler Murray, Cam Newton. As long as Kyler plays, I would play Kyler. Montgomery, AJ Dillon. Gallup or Tony? Gallop. I like Gallup. I'm pretty high on Michael Gallup this week. I'm definitely pretty high on Michael Gallup this week. All right. Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm 2-8 and have Jamar, Diggs, AJ. Oh my gosh, and Adams. I traded Adams for Zeke. Thoughts? I mean, I think that's really solid. That's tough, Scott. That wide receiver core is really good too. Run more Gallop for me. Herbert or Cam? Herbert. Bateman or Elijah Moore? Bateman. Hey Tyler, can you check your DM IG? I'll check them. Yeah. Corey Davis or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. I like Jeff Wilson a lot this week with Elijah Mitchell likely being out. Tannehill or Cam? Cam. Super Cam. Jeff Wilson or Ayuk? Jeff Wilson. Thoughts on Cole Beasley? I like him. Just him being banged up last week was really what caused him to not have a good week. Now, hopefully this week he's healthier, which it seems like. So hopefully he's good to go this week. Chase for Robinson. I think that's pretty fair trade. I think if you need a running back, do it. Renfro or Ingram? I would go with Mark Ingram. Beasley or Bateman? Bateman. Gallup or Ingram? I would go with Ingram. I do like Michael Gallup a lot this week. Gallup or Beasley? Gallup. Dillon or Barkley? Barkley's higher for me this week. Russ or Kirk or Cam? I want to say that one's probably really close between Russ and Cam. Russ is one spot higher than Cam. And you know what? I'm making the change and putting Cam higher just because I wasn't quite sure if Cam was officially starting, and today they said he's officially going to be starting. So I'm now officially moving Cam inside my top 10. Yeah, I love Cam Newton. And the floor with his rushing ability is just it's high. And it's a really good matchup. Gallup this week. I mean, I like Gallup. It just depends on who else you have. Jeff Wilson or Rondell Moore? Jeff Wilson. Listen, guys, there's about, I think, where's Jeff Wilson? With Elijah Mitchell being out, there are 15 other running backs I like this week than Jeff Wilson. I'm very high on Jeff Wilson. He will most likely be the bell cow for this offense. And we saw last week, they want to run the football. So fire up Jeff Wilson. Jarvis Landry, Christian Kirk, or Cole Beasley? Christian Kirk for me. Russ or Tua? Russ. Cam or Herbert? I have Herbert one spot higher. Herbert's one spot higher. Dan Arnold or Gronk? I think Gronk's going to play this week. I actually think he got full practices in. So I'm going to go with Gronk, although I'm a little hesitant because last time he played, he was more of just a decoy and came back out. So there's still a little concern there with Gronk. So if you're a little hesitant, totally go with Arnold. But the upside for Gronk, there's a lot more upside there. Newton or Tannehill? Newton. Should I start Jeff Wilson, Carter, or Bateman at flex? I have Kittle, Debo starting as well. All in on the 49ers, baby. I would go Jeff Wilson, honestly. Testing. Yo, what's up? Juan, what up? Cam over Carr, right? Yes, I would go Cam over Carr. Gallup or Higgins? I have Higgins. He's a couple spots higher than Gallup this week. Where do I have Higgins? Yes, he's 2 spots higher. I really do like Gallup, though. Saquon Swift. I would go with DeAndre Swift. And real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also, if you're on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Get your questions answered. You have a much better chance. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel, come on over, get your questions answered. I don't know if you answered Chase for Robinson. Yeah, so Angel, I think that's a really fair trade. Like I would probably do it. I would want the Robinson side. I think it's a fair trade. Whatever, if you need a wide receiver and you're getting the Chase side, I mean, do that as well. I think it's a fair trade either way for whoever's getting who. Amari Cooper just got COVID as well. Yes, Amari Cooper has COVID. Amari Cooper is officially out and might be out for 2 weeks. So Michael Gallup really comes into play here. Okay, so I have Ingram, James Robinson, Saquon, Gallup, and Higgins. I have 2 running backs to fill, 1 wide receiver, and my flex. All right, so I'm going with James Robinson, Saquon. I'm then going with Mark Ingram, and I'm going with Higgins. It's really close with Gallup, but I like Drew. Okay, so I would go with James Robinson, Saquon, and I would go with Ingram. I would go all the running backs there. Wait, no, you need 1 wide receiver spot. Okay, so I would go with Higgins. So that was J-Rob, Saquon, Higgins. Corey Davis or Mike Williams? I think I still have Mike Williams a little bit higher than Corey Davis. Yes, a little bit higher. That's how close how far Mike Williams fallen down in rankings. I was a Gallman believer, and the Falcons gave this man 1 touch. I won't lie to you. I was a believer in him as well. I just don't understand, like, okay, here's my little rant. I'm going to say it one time. The Falcons last week gave Gallman 15 touches. Now, a lot of it came when they pulled the starters, but he still out-touched Mike Davis in the first half with the starters. With the starters playing. He out-touched Mike Davis 6-3. So you would figure that this week he'd be much more involved in the offense along with Mike Davis. And what did they do? They went Quandre Allison. So that's the Falcons for you, you know? That's the Falcons, all right? I don't know. I don't know. Ertz or Knox? I would go with, I want to say I have Ertz higher. I don't have my tight end ranking. Let me get my tight end rankings pulled up here real quick. Tight end, who do I have? Ertz. Yes, I have Ertz. 1 spot higher. Fire Mark Ingram. I think he's a really solid play this week, yes. Play Mahomes over Brady when my opponent is playing Tyreek and Kelsey. Yeah, I would still fire at Mahomes. I know that that's like tough, but I mean, hey, if you want to think it's like, gonna give him bad juju, go Brady. But I would go with Mahomes. He's a couple of spots. Falcons trash. Falcons are garbage. They're hot garbage. Mike Williams or Bateman. I want to say I have Mike Williams. He's probably a spot or 2 ahead of Bateman, honestly. Yes, he's a couple spots ahead of Bateman. KC Dallas money line. I was looking at that. What is it? 3 or no? It's closer. Is it 2? Yeah, it's 2. 2.5. That's the spread. I guess the money line. I didn't look at the money line. But I think Kansas City wins this game. I mean, what do you guys think? I think Kansas City their drama was kind of like the Golden State Warriors, where it's like, oh no, look at Golden State. They're having issues, but they still have Kevin Durant and all these guys. Oh no, are they going to make it to the NBA Finals? And they, make it to the NBA Finals and win every single time they had those guys. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's kind of the midseason drama with Kansas City. Oh no, they're not playing that well. Oh no, oh well, they just blew out the Las Vegas Raiders that a lot of people thought were good. So I'm going with Kansas City there. Kansas City has to win this game, low-key. The AFC is getting really... There's a lot of... I don't want to say good teams, but a lot of teams with positive records in the AFC, for sure. Ayuk, AJ Green, or Ertz at flex. I would go with Ayuk there, Sammy. Casey, I got money on it. I agree. I think Kansas City wins this game. I think they do. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm excited for it. What percentage you give the Chiefs to win? I would say I do think it's really close, but I would say like around 60%. I feel like this game could really go either way, but I give them the edge just because they're home. Dallas, won't be playing in the dome. They're playing, but still they're built to honestly play on the road as well with their running game and their defense. But I do think it's going to be a really close game. But I just think that Kansas City Dallas being at Kansas City is the reason why I would give Kansas City the slight edge. AJ Brown or DK, I would go with AJ Brown. He's higher. He's playing Thielen or Darrell Williams. Darrell Williams for me. Start McLaurin or Mark Ingram, full point PPR. I would go with, I got to double check that. That's got to be pretty close, to be honest with you. Mark Ingram, where's Terry McLaurin? Terry McLaurin, and I have Mark Ingram higher than Terry McLaurin, so I would go with Mark Ingram. Wilson or Barkley? Wilson or Barkley? What is that, for Superflex? I would go with Wilson. Right? I'm not overthinking this, right? Is there a Wilson running back? I don't think so. I might be overthinking that one. Dillon or Gaskin? Dillon. Collins or Foreman? Alex Collins for me. How can I get rid of Hawkinson? Who can I get? I want a wide receiver. Best thing to do is look for a team that needs a tight end. Go and try to trade him to that team that needs a tight end. Is Drake worth the start? It depends on who else you have. I mean, if you're down bad, I don't really feel great about it, but it just depends on who else you have. Zeke, Swift, or Dillon this week? Only one guy, I would go with Zeke. Man, that's tough. Who are you starting over those other guys? Oh, Jeff Wilson. Totally forgot. Okay. Jeff Wilson or Barkley? I would still go with Barkley. CEH still not taking off IR. May change tomorrow. Yeah, I really don't think that CEH going to play this week, to be honest with you. I don't see CEH playing. Pick 2, Jeff Wilson, Darrell Williams, AJ Green, or Kenny Golladay. I would go both the running backs, Jeff Wilson and Darrell Williams. Ingram or Bateman? Ingram. Devonte Smith or Jalen Waddle? Jalen Waddle. Lamar or Dak? I want to say I got to double check this. Yeah, I have Lamar. Cedric Wilson, wide receiver. Cedric Wilson, I do think, comes into play here a little bit, much more than what he did, obviously, with Amari Cooper. But I would want, the next guy up, I would want Gallup. Jeff Wilson or Ingram? Jeff Wilson for me. I like Jeff Wilson a lot this week. I do like Mark Ingram, don't get me wrong, but I like Jeff Wilson just a little bit more. He's like a spot or two ahead of Mark Ingram in my ranking. So it's really close. Devonte Smith or T. Higgins, half-point PPR. T. Higgins. I know I have T. Higgins higher. Chubb over Wilson. Yeah, Chubb should feast this week. Oh my gosh. Chubb, I'm playing him this week, and man, the dude's probably gonna have like 30 points this week. I know you have your gripes with Gibson, yes. But him or Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson for me, just because I do think that there's a real chance Jeff Wilson is this team's bell cow back this week. Playing on third downs as well. Not only, carrying the ball, carrying the rock a decent amount of times, but also involved in the receiving game. So fire up Jeff Wilson. As you saw last week, San Francisco still obviously wants to run the football. This is a team that wants to run the football. So fire up Jeff Wilson, who has produced good numbers when he's healthy, and he is the guy. So dating back to last year when Raheem Mostert got hurt at the end of the season, Jeff Wilson was putting up solid numbers. It's just a matter of, can Jeff Wilson stay healthy the entire game and actually finish the game? That's the biggest issue. Jared Cook or Dan Arnold? Dan Arnold. I can still get Wilson off of waivers. I take him over Ayuk. I would. I think Jeff Wilson has a much will outscore Ayuk as long as Elijah Mitchell is out. And Elijah Mitchell did not practice this week. So there's also a chance he could miss possibly multiple weeks here. We don't know. Should I drop Dearness? Yeah, I mean, I don't think, and I think the Browns have a bye week next week as well, so I don't think Dearness needs to be on the roster right now. I believe that Kareem Hunt will most likely be back after the bye week as well. Is Jeff Wilson out? It looks likely. He's doubtful. They said that they're still going to give him a test before the pregame, but I really don't think he's going to play. Miles Sanders or Jeff Wilson? I would go with Jeff Wilson. Miles Sanders has yet to come off of IR as well. Or did he come off IR? I don't think he came off of IR yet. I think he still needs to be activated. Gallup, a must start now in PPR. I wouldn't say a must start, but definitely, I really do think he's a borderline top 25 wide receiver this week. Aaron Rodgers or Joe Burrow? Aaron Rodgers. I got offered Mixon and Waller for Kamara and Freiermuth. I mean, I would want the Mixon and Waller side. That's the side I definitely want. Ayuk, Kirk, or Bateman? I would go with Kirk and Bateman. Wait, no, I think I have... I'm going to adjust that right now, actually. I'm changing that. I'm putting... No. I have Ayuk and Bateman. Ayuk is... Bateman's one spot higher than Ayuk. Set and forget it with Saquon and J-Rob for the rest of the year? Yes, I would. This is the time of the year where you just Don't get cute. Start your studs. And what you want to be doing is picking up the backups to your studs. And also, if your studs are already picked up, like the backups, then you want to be picking up other studs. So, like, guys, I would be definitely picking up. There's no reason why Tony Pollard should be even, available. He should be rostered. All right. Should definitely be rostered. If Darrell Williams gets dropped, definitely pick him up. Guys that I would be picking up right now, I'm trying to think here. Honestly, I would be picking up Ronald Jones. If something happens to Leonard Fournette, he would step into a really big role there. Samaje Perine is somebody I would be picking up. Also, like Marlon Mack, be picking him up. If Chuba Hubbard got dropped, you'd be picking him up. This is the time of the year where you start to get rid of some of your depth here and start just replacing them with studs as you start to move into the playoff push. Once your bye weeks are really over, you don't care about depth as much. You're rolling with your studs, and you want the backups to other teams. And that way, if something crazy happens, well, you have them. Now, don't get crazy and like ridiculous depth. Mark Ingram or Gallup? Mark Ingram. Ayuk or Antonio Gibson? Antonio Gibson. What are your thoughts on Eckler and Justin Herbert's matchup this week? I mean, I think it's fine. The Steelers are already down bad defensively. I mean, you already have TJ Watt. He's not going to play in this game now. Joe Hayden's not going to play. Like, this Steelers defense just got, with those guys there, they got ran on for over 200 yards against the Detroit Lions. It's like this defense is hurting bad. They couldn't tackle soul last week. They were awful. Gallup or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Knox or Dan Arnold? Dan Arnold. Michael Carter, Deante Johnson. I would go with, I got to double check that one. I want to say Deante, but that one has to be close. If Big Ben does not play, that is really close for me. Where's Deante? Deante. Where's Michael Carter? No, I have Michael Carter two spots higher than Deante this week. If Big Ben does not play, that's if. I don't think Big Ben's been cleared. I could be wrong. Somebody let me know in chat, but I don't think he's been cleared yet. Pick 2, we got T, Waddle, Scary Terry. So I would go with Waddle and Scary Terry. Pick 3, Gibson, Monty, Carter, Dillon. I would go with Monty, Carter, Dillon. Pitts or Gesicki moving forward. I would get the slight edge to Pitts just because he's had his bye week already, but I do love me some Mike Gesicki. Is Cam a lottery play versus the Washington? Honestly, I think he's a top 10 play versus Washington. A very good matchup and basically a running back at quarterback, right? Gallup a top 24 without Amari. Yo, and appreciate the $3 donation from Jake. Actually, I believe I have him as wide receiver 25. So a borderline. I have him right behind Devonte Smith. I actually have him ahead of Mike Williams right now. So he's a top 25 play for me right now at the wide receiver position. Is Gallup. So once again, appreciate the $3 donations. And this feels like a great time for a little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button over on YouTube. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So come on over, get your questions answered. And real quick, if you're on YouTube, if you appreciate what I do, consider signing up to be a member. All you got to do is type in ! membership. It helps sign up, or it helps support the channel, but also you get your questions answered 100% of the time. You'll see the guys in chat. They have a green name tag. They have a badge next to their name as well. You can sign up to be a member and get your questions answered 100% of the time. Also, super chats are available as well. Helps support me, but it also helps you as well. All right. AJ Dillon, James Conner, DeAndre Swift. I would go with DeAndre Swift there. It's really close. Those guys are literally boom, boom, boom. I believe they're honestly right next to each other. Let's see. Yes, literally it goes DeAndre Swift, James Conner, AJ Dillon in my rankings. That's exactly how it goes. AJ Green or Alex Collins this week? Alex Collins. Should I drop Chris Carson for Kareem Hunt? 100%. Chris Carson's officially done for season. He's not going to come back. Beasley or Foreman? Non-PPR, I would go with Foreman. Especially McNichols is, I believe, officially out this week. So they're going to be running Adrian Peterson and Foreman. Russell Wilson or Cam Newton? Cam Newton. AJ Green or Alex Collins this week? Alex Collins for me. Swift or Pittman this week? Swift. Was just offered James Conner for Jamar Chase in a standard scoring league. Thoughts? I think it's pretty solid. Sup, Aspire? Yo, what's up, Quinn? Adrian Peterson, Alex Collins, Herbert or Cam. I would go with Herbert. Would you trade DJ or would you trade Pittman for AJ Brown? Yes, I would. I would want AJ Brown's side. Yes. Jeff Wilson or Bateman? Jeff Wilson. Pick one. We got Pittman, T. Higgins, David Montgomery, Keenan Allen. I would go with Keenan Allen there. Devonte Freeman or Ty Johnson? If it's full point PPR, I would go with Ty Johnson. Otherwise, I would go Freeman. Claypool or Tony? I would go with Claypool. Antonio Gibson news. What's the Antonio Gibson news? What's the Antonio Gibson news? MP, I did not see this. Let me check real quick. Let me see if it's cap. Remove. Oh, you're saying remove from the injury report. Is that what you're going to say? Thanks, brother. You're welcome. Would you trade Ingram and Terry, Scary Terry for DK and Keenan Allen? 100% I would do that, yes. If I'm getting the DK and Keenan Allen side. DJ Moore, Bateman, DJ Moore. Knox or Schultz? Schultz, Carter, or Gibson? I would go with Michael Carter as long as it's PPR. Amari Cooper tested positive, so Gallup or Bateman? Gallup for me. Jeff Wilson or Gaskin? Jeff Wilson. Debo, CD, or McLaurin? Only one of those guys? I want to say, well, CD. I would definitely go CD with the news. I mean, I do love me some Debo, but without Amari Cooper, give me CD. Renfro or Bateman? Renfro for me. Big Ben or Flacco? Oof. Ooh. Down bad. That is bad. Oh my gosh. Is Big Ben playing? Has he been activated? I guess if he goes, honestly, I'm not going Big Ben. I would go with Joe Flacco, as crazy as that might sound. All right, Tyler, AJ Green, Galladay, or Hardman. I would go with it's either between AJ Green or Galladay. Let me check my rankings real quick. Galladay. I would go with Galladay. Collins or Damian Williams. Or no, that's Darrell Williams. Darrell Williams. Jeff Wilson or Claypool? Jeff Wilson. Ron Rivera, we are starting to see Gibson getting healthier and he's progressing as a running back. So now the coaching staff will start to put more on his plate. We put him at slot and we will do more. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, that's very good for him going forward, but we'll see. Gallup, Mooney, or Galladay? Gallup. Jeff Wilson or Gallup? Jeff Wilson. Bateman or Miles Sanders? If Miles Sanders plays, I would go him. Hawkinson or Freiermuth? Hawkinson. Should I trade Adams for CD and James Robinson? Yes, I would do that. If I'm getting the CD and James Robinson side. Wilson or Ingram? Wilson. Ingram or Kirk? Ingram. Trade Marquise Brown for Peterson? Or for Patterson? I have Diggs, Jefferson, and Chase, and I've been struggling for RBs. I guess. I really don't know if Patterson's even going to play next week. So, I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he comes back. But I guess so. Because you're not even starting Brown, so that's fine. DK or Allen, Keenan Allen rest of the season? DK for me. Should I trade Gibson and Emmanuel Sanders for Keenan Allen? I mean, I think that's a fair trade. If you need a wide receiver, sure. AJ Dillon or Montgomery? I would go AJ Dillon. Sit one, Elijah Mitchell, Michael Carter, or Kittle? Well, I don't think Elijah Mitchell's going to play, so Elijah Mitchell. Adrian Peterson and Alex Collins. Collins or Darrell Williams? I would go Darrell Williams. Gallup, Pittman, or McLaurin? only one of them, I would go with Terry McLaurin. And real quick little plug here as well. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Not as busy, get your questions answered. Well, you have a much better chance of getting your questions answered. So all you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. Yo, hey, Brozilla. Ingram getting a second week as starter. Yes. Fire him up this week. I'm expecting at least 4 catches from Gibson this week. We'll see. It could happen, but listen, they said earlier in the season, oh, the CMC workload for Gibson this year. You know, Gibson's going to be so involved this year, and we just haven't seen it. And yeah, you can say, well, he hasn't been healthy. The first game of the season, you know, even then, you had J.D. McKissic playing on most of the third downs. So, like, when it happens, you know, we'll see. Which 2 should I start? Gallup, Lockett, or Pittman? I would go with Lockett, and I would still go Pittman. It is close, though. I do love me some Gallup this week. Kirk or Burrow? Burrow. Should I start Corey Davis or start Freeman in the flex? Corey Davis. I like Corey Davis this week. Flex Mooney or Mark Ingram? Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram or David Montgomery this week? David Montgomery. Adrian Peterson and Alex Collins. I would go Alex Collins. DK, Keenan, Jamar, Monty, AJ Dillon, Carter, Gaskin. Sit one non-PPR. Sit one of those guys. I would go with, in non-PPR, I would go with Carter. Sorry if you already answered, but Claypool or Crowder? I would go with Claypool. Jeff Wilson or Carter? Jeff Wilson. How happy would you think I would be if he gets 8 catches in a game? I think that you would pass out from excitement. And honestly, is what you would do. Next year is going to be the year of Antonio Gibson. As long as they don't bring back J.D. McKissic. Next year will be the year of Antonio Gibson. And it'll be great because not a lot of people will take this year and they'll be a little bit bitter because he wasn't worth the second-round draft pick. But next year he will be. I traded CMC for Jefferson and Eckler. I think that's really solid. Gibson also said that this is the best he has felt since week 1. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Also, now knowing what we know, he also probably played the best matchup that he's going to play all season in week 1 against the Los Angeles Chargers, who have probably, not even probably, I think they have the worst run defense in the NFL. T. Higgins or Gallup? T. Higgins. He's like 1 or 2 spots. I honestly think he's 2 spots higher this week for me. T. Higgins or Gallup? T. Higgins. Adrian Peterson or Mark Ingram? Mark Ingram. Should I trade Pittman for Robinson full point PPR? Should I trade Pittman for Robinson full point PPR? I'm trying to build for playoffs. Yeah, I think that's solid. I would do that. Yeah. Should I trade Kamara and D. Smith for Najee? Smith has been on my bench all year. Like, if you're in a situation, Austin, where you need to win, I think that's a decent trade. I'd probably keep the Kamara. No, I'd probably do the Najee side just because he's healthy. Yeah. And he has a really good matchup this week. Gibson or Mark Ingram? PPR, I would go with Mark Ingram. Sit one, Brandon Cooks, Waddle, Mark Ingram. You got to sit one of those guys, I would sit Mark Ingram. Goddard, Schultz, or Knox, full point PPR. Goddard for me. Adrian Peterson, Alex Collins. Alex Collins. Darrell Williams or Gaskin. I would go with Darrell Williams there. Renfro or Gallup? Renfro. Sorry if you already answered. Which 2 would you start? Gallup, Pittman, or Lockett? I would go with Pittman and Lockett. Liam. Sanders or Jamal Williams? Sanders. Would you trade Higgins and Chubb for Eckler? Yeah, I'd probably do that. I was wrong earlier. I have J-Rob, Saquon, Ingram, Gallup, Higgins need to fill both running back spots, 1 flex and wide. Okay, so I would go with J-Rob, Saquon, Ingram, and then I would go Higgins there. So basically sit one of them. I would sit Gallup. He is really close to Higgins, though, for me this week. So it is really close. Gallup or Renfro? Renfro. Thanks, you're welcome. Hawkinson or Goddard? I still have Hawkinson higher. Although, we'll see. Fire up Cleveland's defense this week. My gosh. Yeah. Fire up Cleveland's defense. Knox or Freiermuth? I would go with, let me see. I want to say Knox. Yeah, I would go with Knox. And what was the other part? Knox or Freiermuth? Bateman or Mooney? Bateman. Pick 2, we got DJ Moore, Lockett, Carter. PPR, I would go with DJ Moore and Lockett, both the wide receivers. Russell Wilson or Cam Newton? Cam Newton's one spot higher. Should I start Jeff Wilson over Damien Harris or Damian Williams? You mean Darrell Williams? Yes, I would. I think us Gibson Truthers deserve a Gibson breakout. I mean, he essentially had a breakout last week. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns. What more do you want from the man? Think it's time to give up on Javonte Williams? No, I don't think so. No way. Javonte Williams is way, way too good of a football player. Maybe he just kind of shares the rock for the rest of the season, which if he does, you know, obviously it's going to be a little bit of a bummer. But the dude is phenomenal. The dude is going to be very good. I'm telling you, next year, you guys need to be drafting Javonte Williams. Draft Javonte Williams next year. He's the guy you want in your drafts. I was going to play Gallop because that team seems to be very likely to be in a shootout. Yeah, if you want to do that, totally go for it. I think it's a very I think it's close. I mean, I really like Gallup this week a lot. Is Elijah Mitchell out this week? He's doubtful. Not officially out, but doubtful. AP or Foreman for the rest of the season? I would want Devonte Foreman. Or Deante Foreman. I think it's Deante Foreman. Zerloin or Boswell? Zerloin. What should I trade Kamara for? I mean, it's really tough to say. Look for a team that needs a running back and try to trade him there. Is it safe to drop Carson now? Yeah, you can get rid of Carson. I'm talking about a breakout game with like 8 straight games where he's healthy and dominant. That'll be next year. I'm telling you, next year he'll be good. Cap. Trade Aaron Jones and Lockett. I get Montgomery and Chase. If you're in a situation where you need to win now, yeah, I would do that. Ayuk or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Mooney or Corey Davis? Corey Davis. Trade Aaron Jones. I already got that one. Carolina D, a good start. Yes, I like Carolina's defense this week. Mooney or Pittman? Pittman. And a perfect time for a quick little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. We're at 27 likes. Let's get up to 35. We can easily do it. There's 53 people in here. If everybody just takes a second to hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Also, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you're over on TikTok, smash that like button for me as well. Also, hit the follow button. Come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. And you have a much better chance of just getting your questions answered. So hit that. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, Linktree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. Is Tre'Quan Smith with New Orleans worth picking up and dropping Peoples? Those are two. Okay, so those are kind of like 2 guys that I do have some interest in for season long. We have been seeing Tre'Quan Smith getting a little bit more involved. But I would probably keep Peoples-Jones just because I think that he's the best wide receiver, like the most explosive wide receiver that they have on that team right now. So I would probably go with Peoples-Jones personally, but it is very close between both those guys. It's very close. Gronk or Waller? Waller. Lamb, Thielen, or Pittman? I would go with Lamb. Only one of them, Lamb. Cooks or Patterson rest of the season? I would want Cooks. Pick 2, we got Pittman, Devonte Smith, T. Higgins. I would go with pick 2. I would go with Pittman and Pittman and T. Higgins. Pick 1, PPR. McLaurin, Jacobs, Kirk. McLaurin, Jacobs, Kirk. Only one of them? I would go with Terry McLaurin. Actually, I need to double check that. I need to check my flex rank. That's got to be pretty close. between Josh Jacobs and McLaurin. I feel like those two guys are right around each other. Yeah, Terry McLaurin is 2 spots ahead of Josh Jacobs. So I would go with Terry McLaurin. Should I maybe try to move OBJ? I have Higgins, Diggs, Gallup, and Ayuk. My only real need is a tight end. Yeah, if you can get a solid tight end, I mean, I would. I wouldn't move OBJ just to move him, but I mean, I would look to try to get a tight end, like send some trade offers, certainly. Corey Davis with Flacco or T. Higgins? I have T. Higgins higher. Williams or CEH? I really don't think CEH going to go, so Williams. Greetings from Germany. What's up from Germany? Pick 1, PPR. We got Gallup, AJ Green, Marvin Jones, Tony, Galladay, or Ayuk. Thanks, brother. No problem. I would go with Michael Gallup with the recent news that Amari Cooper is now officially out on the COVID list. So I would go with Gallup. Appreciate the question from Germany. Awesome. CEH, Jeff Wilson, Crowder, pick 1. CEH. Or no, I would go with Jeff Wilson. I'm sorry. Jeff Wilson. Keenan Allen or Michael Pittman? Keenan Allen. Keep Devonte Freeman and Devonte, or wait, what is that? Keep Devonte Freeman and Donta Foreman over T. Smith. I'm drawing a blank. Who's T. Smith? Who's T. Smith? Traquan Smith. Traquan Smith. I would definitely keep Foreman. I would probably keep Freeman as of now just to see what's going to, because I believe Latavius Murray is going to play this week. I'm pretty sure. Somebody check me, but I believe he's going to play this week. I could be wrong. But I would like to see what this backfield looks like with Latavius Murray coming back before I drop Freeman. We got pick 2, Chubb, Zeke, or AJ Dillon. I would go with Chubb and Zeke. Flex spot, Landry or Corey Davis. Corey Davis. And we got a brand new member. Mario becoming a member. Yo, shout out to Mario. W's in chat from Mario. Mario becomes a member in chat, and now he gets his questions answered every single time. So, real quick, if you want to sign up to be a member, I highly advise it. Number 1, it helps me out, obviously. But number 2, it also helps you out. Get your questions answered 100% of the time. It's as low as $2.99. Type in ! membership. You sign up to be a member. And you get your questions answered 100% of the time. I have done by far the most moves in my league, 49. My draft was horrible. I drafted Big Ben as my only quarterback in the 5th round, and my injuries are murdering me. That's what you got to do. Hey, that's where your fantasy managers are born. That's where they're born, is through the moves. You keep moving. You keep getting guys. You keep upgrading your team. Waivers throughout the year is the best way to fix your draft. A bad draft, so keep grinding. Traquan, yeah, I got that. Hey man, should I trade Deante and Waddle for DJ Moore? I wouldn't do that, Mario. I do love DJ Moore, but Deante and Waddle, I just feel like they could definitely outproduce. Like, I think that Deante with Big Ben can put up DJ Moore numbers, and then Waddle's kind of like a cherry on top with Devontae Parker can't stay healthy. Will Fuller without PEDs can't stay healthy. So I would keep those 2 guys. I don't get me wrong. I definitely love DJ Moore, but I would keep those 2 guys. I have Lamb and Devontae already. I would just keep the other guys personally. But if you just want to, I mean, I don't think it's a bad trade. But I would keep Deante. Actually, I don't think it's really that good trade. I won't lie, because Deante's like Deante's a PPR machine. The dude's a stud. So I would keep him. Hawkinson or Freiermuth? Hawkinson. OBJ for Evan Ingram? Nah, I would keep OBJ. Bold prediction this week. My boy Beasley will outscore Diggs this week. Oh, Jonathan coming in with a bold prediction, huh? My team is just too OP in our league. I told you I would win. Yo, look at somebody who's already saying he's going to win. The season isn't over yet. You could suffer a big injury this week, and your team is massively different. Thanks. You're welcome, Mario. No problem. Start Corey Davis with Flacco or T. Higgins. T. Higgins for me, AJ. Pick 1 full point PPR. We got McLaurin, Jacobs, or Kirk. I would go with McLaurin. Cooper, Allen, rest of the season. Cooper, Allen. I mean, right now, I guess I would go with Keenan Allen because there's real concerns that Cooper could miss next week as well. So I would just go with Keenan Allen. You get 2 full games out of him that you may not get out of Cooper. At least 1 full game that you're not going to get out of Cooper. So I would go with Keenan Allen. Jeff Wilson or Kadarius Toney in the flex. I would go with Jeff Wilson. Start Corey Davis with Flacco or T. Higgins. T. Higgins. D. Harris and Jerry Jeudy for A. Antonio Gibson. I wouldn't do it. I would just keep Damien Harris and Jerry Jeudy. You think Deante can be a league winner rest of the season? I want to say a league winner, just like a really consistent wide receiver in PPR leagues. Absolutely. I can't suffer a bigger injury. Cup's chilling at home is bye, and I'm still projected 135 points. You're going to lose this week. Full point PPR, Michael Carter or Josh Jacobs. And full point PPR, I would go with Michael Carter. You've answered 4 of my questions. You're on it. Thanks, man. You're welcome. Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to answer everybody's questions. Drop Sutton for T. Higgins? Yeah, I would do that. I would drop Sutton for T. Higgins, yes. DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks. DJ Moore. Should I trade Carter and Renfro for McLaurin and D. Smith? I would probably just keep Carter, to be honest with you. Kamara for Henderson and Deante. W or L? I think that's a W. I mean, I think it's pretty fair to trade both ways. One side's upgrading at the running back position. Another one's getting depth. Maybe they need depth at the wide receiver position. Need another wide receiver. I think it's a pretty fair trade both ways. I feel like it's a push. Helps both teams out. Metcalf or Jeff Wilson. Metcalf, Deante or Hollywood. Hollywood. DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks. I would go with DJ Moore. Deante Johnson, Michael Carter, or DJ Moore. This week, DJ Moore. Jeff Wilson or DK. Greetings for Germany. We got pick 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. Ingram, Wilson, D. Johnson, James Robinson, Gallup, Higgins, Ayuk. Thanks, bro. All right, so 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. So I'm going with Ingram, Wilson, James Robinson is the flex. And then at the wide receiver position, I would go Gallup and T. Higgins. So Gallup and T. Higgins there for wide receivers. So Ingram, James Robinson, Wilson, and then Gallup and T. Higgins. Trade Swift and Penny for Pittman and Jacobs. What do you think? I mean, I think that's okay as well. I would probably rather have Swift. But if you really need like a wide receiver or something, I mean, I think that's okay. I feel like you should be able to do something a little bit better, though, to be honest. Do you want Fournette and AP for J-Rob? Never. Bateman or Johnson? Bateman or Johnson? Bateman or Johnson? Who's Johnson? Deante Johnson? I would go with Deante Johnson, if it's Deante Johnson. Who should I start? Elijah Moore, Marvin Jones, or Toney? Oof. All right, I got to look at my wide receiver rankings for that one. Elijah Moore, Toney, or who was the last one? I have Elijah Moore so far the highest. Marvin Jones. Elijah Moore is the highest. Elijah Moore. Should I play Barkley? Yes. Eckler and Andrews for Kelsey and Diggs. I'd rather keep Eckler, to be honest with you. Godwin for Kittle. Godwin for Kittle. Yeah, I think that's a fair trade. All right, real quick, a quick little plug here. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. And let's get back to it. That TikTok you made about people never accepting trades is you. No, that's you, MP. Dillon, Barkley, James Robinson, Jeff Wilson. Pick 3. I would go with Barkley, Dillon, and James Robinson. It is really close with Jeff Wilson, but those are the guys I would go. McLaurin or Montgomery? Montgomery. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thanks, MP. Myles Gaskin or CEH? I really don't think CEH plays this week, so Myles Gaskin. Who do you think is better moving forward, Diggs or CD? Honestly, that's so tough. I had Diggs ranked higher, so I'm gonna. Man, this is tough. I want to say CD, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna say CD. I'm gonna say CD Lamb. This was a really encouraging game for Stephon Diggs, but I'm going to go with CD, just seeing the larger target share in the full season. So I'm going to say CD. AJ Brown or DJ Moore? AJ Brown. Start Gronk. It depends on your other options. Should I trade Deante for D-Hop? Honestly, I'd rather keep Deante. Standard League, Bateman, Gallup, or McLaurin? I would go with McLaurin. Start Gronk. Depends on your other options. McLaurin or Montgomery. Montgomery. Going to tell all my 300 subscribers to subscribe to you because you're awesome. Thanks. Hey, appreciate it. What, you got 300 subscribers? What do you do? Truly epic. Let me check out your YouTube channel. Let's see here. Truly epic. How do I just search YouTube? Yeah. Oh, right there. Truly epic. Hey, look at you. What do you do, Truly Epic? You like make mixes? Is that what you do? Oh, I see. You made some 13 years ago? Holy cow. Been making YouTube videos for a while. Good for you, man. Appreciate you help stopping by, my guy. Steven Drakes with the $5 donation. Yo, appreciate the $5 donation, Steven. Need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, Collins. So 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. We got Collins, Jeff Wilson, Foreman, Gallup, Ayuk, Landry. Also Browns, Panthers, or Cardinals defense. All right, so 2 running backs. I'm going with Jeff Wilson and Alex Collins for the wide receivers. I'm going with Gallup and Ayuk. And then I'm going with the Browns defense this week. And appreciate the $5 donation, Steven. W's in chat for Steven. Random videos, man. Looks good. Keep up the work. Are you trying to, get big, Truly Epic, or what? W's in chat for Steven Drakes. And W's in chat for Oscar. Oscar, W's in chat for Oscar for becoming a member. Now Oscar gets his questions answered 100% of the time whenever he asks, so he doesn't have to sit in chat and keep copy and pasting his questions and asking them again. All he has to do is ask one time and he gets his questions answered. And you too, you could get your questions answered as well. You don't have to copy and paste your questions. All you got to do is type in !membership, click on the link, and you sign up for $2.99. That's as cheap as it is. Just don't go to McDonald's this week. That's all you got to do. Don't go to McDonald's this week. It's not even good for you. Fantasy football is good for you. I believe that there's probably studies out there that say it's good for you, okay? I'm willing to bet it's good for your health. It probably tacks on years rather than takes off years. What's up? Please help. Full point PPR. We got pick 2 wide receivers in the flex. We got Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, Jeff Wilson, Michael Carter, Ingram. Thank you, big dog. No problem. Thank you for becoming a member. I mean, man, that's really solid. Honestly, I would just go the wide receivers there. I would go all the wide receivers. This full point PPR. Yeah, I would just fire up all the wide receivers. I would go Jefferson, Lamb, Chase is what I would do. And appreciate once again you become a member. Thank you, Oscar. Worth it, my guy. No mucky D's for you. Yo, those wide receivers are really solid. Jefferson, Chase, Lamb. My gosh. Beautiful. Mooney or Beasley? I have Mooney higher. I don't think Robinson's going to play, so Mooney. Ayuk or Bateman? Ayuk. No. Let me I got to double check that. Let me double check that. Ayuk or Bateman? Bateman is one spot higher than Ayuk. One spot higher. So, Bateman. I played against Ryan and Pitts, feeling confident about this week. Oh, there you go. How much points do you think Gallup goes for? I would say, he's probably going to take over basically like Amari Cooper's workload. Probably a little bit less. So I would say like right around 11, 12. After 13 years on YouTube, I got 300 subscribers, so I'm not that good, but thanks for checking it out. Yeah, I mean, dude, at least you try, you know what I mean? It's just the number one thing that I can see is I get that you're posting like random videos, but like make it more like the algorithm is just going to have such a hard time of pushing out like your content because it's not exactly sure what you're trying to do with the content. So, I mean, what I would say is if you want to do random videos, well, what kind of random videos do you want to do? Like sports videos. I see that you have like, older videos here. If you want to do like older videos, I mean, do that kind of stuff. Like I would just kind of focus in on a certain kind of videos and then make a video every single day. Like I see your videos are really short, so make one every single day. And actually try to have them be shorts because some of these videos are really short. So if you can make it under a video, make it be a short is what I would do. And just focus on a niche specific topic and just start making videos on that niche specific topic. And you should grow. You should see a big change. But the YouTube algorithm needs who would have thought Nelson Aguilar, right? You have Kendrick Bourne, you have Jacoby Myers. Nah, you got Nelson Aguilar, right? First scored TD. I know. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of people that place the bet on him. I'm telling you what, probably not a whole lot of people. I was gonna say him. Psych. All right, Foreman or Claypool? I would go with Devonte Foreman. Gallup, Bateman, Mooney, Elijah Moore, Galladay, Landry, Boyd, Ayuk. Pick one. Jeez, that's a lot of average. I would go with Gallup over everybody. Should I start Deante Johnson or Cam at Superflex? Oh, definitely Cam. And like the questions in Superflex. Majority of the time, the answer is always going to be a quarterback. Unless you have like Joe Flacco or CMC, then definitely I'm going with CMC. But like if you have a guy that's like, at least I would say like top 15 at the quarterback position, is probably always going to be the quarterback. You better have like CMC or somebody in an amazing matchup. Aaron Jones for David Montgomery. If you're in a position where you need to win now, I would do that. I would rather have Aaron Jones. But if you like, man, I need to win to get into the playoffs here, I'm kind of behind, then David Montgomery gives you that best chance. So I would do the trade, yes. Would you trade Jacobs and Pittman for Swift or trade Jacobs and Waller for Goddard and Henderson? I would do Jacobs and Pittman for Swift. I would do that trade. I don't think the other one's that bad either, honestly. Goddard and Henderson. I don't think that one's that bad, but I would just take Swift. CD or Jefferson? CD for me. Awesome, man. Thanks for the advice. Appreciate it. I'll keep it short for Mr. B status. Mr. B status. That's what you got to do. I mean, the biggest thing, like if this goes out to anybody, if you want to make it on, like, I obviously, I'm not very big on social media yet. I will be. I got to put in a little bit more effort. I don't put in as much effort as I should be putting. I could definitely try a little bit harder and work myself harder, but the biggest thing is niche specific. Find a niche that you're interested in. Start making videos for that niche. And make videos consistently. Like you got to put out, listen, if you want to at least start growing and start getting that algorithm, figuring out what kind of videos it needs to push out for you, you got to make multiple videos for TikTok, especially TikTok, probably like 5 videos a day. And then for YouTube, at least 1 video every single day. You got to be making a video. Now, if you're going to do YouTube shorts, you're probably going to have to push out multiple YouTube shorts every single day to be able to get the algorithm right for your content. Also, your content has to be engaging, has to actually be good. The best thing for creating content is just creating content that's engaging. The number one thing that you could do is creating, like, make a text at the beginning. Make people read a text. What are they reading? Say, you won't believe this, or something like that. You want to create a hook, a strong hook, gets people in more likely to watch the videos. That's the biggest, what I would recommend. Is it Friday yet, Tyler? It is Friday, baby. It's Friday. Although for me, it doesn't really matter, because now that I'm doing this full time, it's not like I really have a weekend to look forward to. It's like the week is just a week now. It's not like really I'm building up to Sunday. So like kind of, I guess my Friday would be a little bit like Tuesday, because that's more of an office day and not a whole lot of people are on, you know, social media, like looking for fantasy stuff. They kind of take a break on that day. So I would say that's kind of like my Saturday. But yeah, rock out with the $5 donation. Yo, appreciate you, rock out. All right, we got 2 flex. We got Michael Carter, Bateman, Kirk, Jeff Wilson. They're rule out. Hopkins and Elijah Mitchell might not play. All right, so 2 flex out of those guys. I would go with Jeff Wilson. Yes, I don't think Elijah Mitchell's going to play. And then I would go with Michael Carter. As long as that's PPR, I would go with Michael Carter. That's who I would go with. Christian Kirk, really close in there as well. If you have Kyler that doesn't play, and if Kyler plays and Hopkins is officially ruled out, then I would probably go Christian Kirk over Carter. But if Kyler doesn't play as well, I would go Michael Carter there. Rock out. And appreciate the $5 donation. Thank you. Galladay or Mike Williams? Mike Williams still for me. Saquon Barkley or James Conner this week? I would go with Saquon. OBJ or Diggs? Diggs. Well, I mean, OBJ doesn't play this week. Does Goff not starting this week affect Swift positively or negatively? I really don't think it does either. I really don't think it matters. I mean, if like Goff has been pretty bad, so I don't think that you can get that much worse than Goff. To be honest with you, so I really don't think it affects him, and maybe it actually will help him more because maybe this quarterback is really going to be like a Mike White, where he's constantly targeting the running backs. So I don't think it's really makes a difference, to be honest with you. Gallop or Devonte Smith? I would go with Devonte Smith. It's really close. He's 1 spot ahead of Michael Gallup, so it's really close. TJ Hawkinson or Pat Freiermuth? TJ Hawkinson. Gallop or Devonte Smith? I would go with, once again, that's really close. Really appreciate everything. Thanks, man. You're welcome. No problem. Good luck. Was there supposed to be a game last night? Free Matty Ice. Yeah, I know, right? What a great game that was. That game was super. Honestly, that game was highly exciting. I'm very glad that was a Thursday night game. I had a really good time watching that game, especially after being, I wouldn't say a little high on Gallman. He was still like RB 36 for me this week, I think is where I had him ranked. And that's really like, if you look at the running backs this week, it was bad for some of these running backs. So I wasn't super high, but I know I told a couple people to play Gallman, and he was nowhere to be seen. I don't like, the biggest thing is that all the people were saying, some of the people that didn't like Gallman at all were saying, oh, he got a lot of carries in the blowout. Yes, he got a lot of carries in the blowout, but prior to the starters getting pulled, he out-touched Mike Davis 6-3. So, like, I thought that was a good sign heading into this game, that he was going to be involved. I definitely thought Mike Davis was going to be involved, but I didn't think Ollison would be involved. Like, what the hell? Like, what is that? That's why Atlanta Falcons are just a poverty franchise. No, they're not. Right now they are. That team is awful. And there's really no light in the tunnel there for that team. I know you get, you have Kyle Pitts, Alvin Ridley, hopefully, but like, man, it's bad. So I told you yesterday that if Nick Folk doesn't do good, I'm going to ratio him. While the survey says Seclan did not. Yo, Nick Folk, huh? You have him Seclan, right? I bet you're happy about Nick Folk, huh? Actually, I have him in a couple of my leagues as well, so I'm definitely happy. I got to go check those lineups. So real quick little plug here. I think it's time for a plug. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually going to reboot my TikTok live stream in a minute. So if you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. We're at 46 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 50 likes. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Waller, Gronk, Waller, trade Godwin for Metcalf. How do I get you to see my question? Well, I got to see your question here. Best thing that you could do is sign up to be a member, though. As low as $2.99. You've got to type in ! membership. Click the link. It will take you to sign up. $2.99 to get your questions answered 100% of the time. Not bad. So what was your question again? Let me find it. Godwin or Metcalf? Metcalf for me. Dillon, Lamb, or Swift now that Cooper is out? Dillon, Lamb, or Swift? I would go with Swift. No, I would go with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb there. With Hopkins out. Okay, so Hopkins has officially been ruled out. Is this like more breaking news that has happened recently? Because I didn't see this earlier. So he's officially out. AJ Green or Alex Collins. I would still go with Alex Collins there. I am starting in my important home league, and I already got 15 points from him. And that 53-yard field goal from him got me 4 points. Yeah, I mean, that's really good. I'm playing against a guy. He must not have checked his lineup. Hey, I don't care because this is a paid league. And hey, you don't check your lineup? Oh, well. You get negative points for a kicker missing a field goal. So we started Koo. So he already has him. So he has negative points from him. And he started Patterson. Yo, what up? What did it do, baby? So there's 2 players already done for him. Negative points. Hey, you don't check your lineup in a paid league. I mean, I think the entry fee was like $50, so it's nothing too crazy. But it's a 12-team league, so the pot's decent. And hey, you're not paying, or you paying, you should be checking your league. I'll take the free win. Now, if I lose, that's really sad. Trade Pittman for Mitchell. I would say yes, but with the injury, if he doesn't get placed on IR this week, I would do that trade, yes. I don't think he's going to get placed on IR because the team said they're going to see how he does in warmups. So as long as he's gets ruled out right before the game, then yeah, I would do that trade. Ingram or Williams? Terrell Williams. Should I trade OBJ and Sutton for Waddle and Miles Sanders? Absolutely, I would do that trade. Yes, Owen, I would do that trade. Hey, Tyler, I have basketball practice. What up, Landy? Devonte. We got Devonte, AJ Brown, CeeDee, and Jamar pick 3 with the explanation. Full point PPR. I would go with Devonte, AJ Brown, and CeeDee. Just because, especially in full point PPR, I mean, Devonte, I don't, obviously stud. CeeDee with the recent news that Amari Cooper's out, fire up CeeDee Lamb. And AJ Brown, I know that it was a bad week for him last week, but this week against Houston, I expect him to bounce back in a big way. So I like him. Imagine you lose to a guy who started 2 negative point players. I know, right? I will ratio myself. I'll let you know if it happens. That would be flat out embarrassing if that happens. I would be very embarrassed. But this is a league where I can afford to lose. I believe I'm like 8-2 in this league. Here, I'll show you my team. My team is pretty good in this league. I'm not gonna lie. This is my Zeke and Destroy one. Yes, my team's pretty stacked. This is a full point PPR, a league here. So I have Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, DJ Moore, Jamar Chase, George Kittle, DeAndre Swift. I even have AJ Dillon, Michael Carter, Mike Gesicki. My team is pretty solid here. I really like my team. And I'm 8-2. And over the past 2 weeks, I've beaten 2 teams that only had 1 loss. So back-to-back weeks, I beat the team that was in first place. So now I'm officially in first place. What to do? Let's get it. Look at that team. God status. That team is beautiful. What did you eat today? I ate, what did I eat? I ate a wrap for lunch. I forget what kind of wrap it was. It was like a Southwest wrap or something like that. And then for dinner, I had, what did I have? I had like chicken, broccoli, rice. What about you? Elijah Moore or Mooney? I would go with Mooney, especially with it looking like Allen Robinson's not going to play. Rodgers or Tannehill might be able to pick up Tua. I would go with Rodgers. Rate my team. Oh, man. We got Brady, Mixon, Connor, Keenan, Jefferson, Waller, Smith, Ingram. This week usually is Mooney. Anything I should trade away for? Thanks. No, I think your team looks pretty solid. Who's your running backs? Mixon? No. Yeah, no, I would leave it as is. Voice, I think that team looks solid. Was A.J. Dillon a good replacement for Kamara? 100%. A.J. Dillon is a borderline top 10 running back for me this week. Yes. Swift or Chubb or Jamar? I would go with Swift. Call me crazy, but I think A.J. Dillon has a big game and multiple scores in that game on a Aaron Rodgers-led offense. I don't think that's crazy at all. I definitely think it could happen. Notice the league where you have a Cowboys player, you are winning. Coincidence? I think not. That is true. And my team name is Zeke and Destroy. So, you know, I am in first place. This is probably, I think this is my best team, actually. This is my best team. This team's all right. But Kamara being out is killing my team here, although I did win last week. But now I got to move Kamara out. I'm going to go with Gallup. But with Kamara being out, this definitely is killing my team here. 2 straight weeks, but thankfully I did win last week. So that's good. Renfro or Gesicki for my flex, I would go with Gesicki, Saquon, or Fournette. Saquon, I can have 4. Deante, Keenan, DJ, Godwin, Jamar. I would go with Keenan, DJ, Godwin, and Jamar. Trade Pittman for Mitchell. Like, yeah, I mean, I would. If you need a running back, I think that's okay. But with Mitchell being a little bit banged up, obviously there's a little hesitation there. I maybe would just, I don't know. I probably would, but it depends. Like, if you play Pittman, I probably want to do it. I honestly, I don't think I would do that. I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to just stick with my gut because I do think that the biggest concern right now is just Mitchell's injury. Like, is this going to be a 1-week thing? If I knew it was a 1-week thing, then yes, I would definitely do that trade. If I knew if it's going to be multiple weeks, then no, I wouldn't do it. But that's the risk you got to take when you do trades. So if you think to yourself that it's only going to be 1 week, then yeah, I would do it. We them boys, Tyler. We welcome with you with open arms. No way. Here's my team. Here's my team. Oh, I don't have. Oh, here we go. I don't have my Steelers hat on, but yo, we them Steelers. Yo, we them Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Is trading Mixon and Moore for Adams, Clyde, and OBJ fair? Who's more? I'm 2-8 right now. Sheesh. Who's more? DJ Moore? Honestly, I think that I would just keep Mixon and DJ Moore, to be honest with you. I'm rolling with Mahomes, Monty, Wilson, Williams, Hill, Higgins, Gesicki, Zerloin, Saints. It looks good, Miley. Kyler plays at least 2 at the 2 p.m. game, but is a game time decision. I have Tua starting currently at the 11 o'clock game. I can't risk Kyler being out because it'll be too late to start Tua. Yeah, I think that's fair, Seclan. If we get like indication that Kyler, like if we get an indication that Kyler looks like he's going to play this week, then I would just go with Kyler. But if it's still like not sure and he's going to be a game time decision, then yeah, I would fire up Tua. I think it's a really solid game for him as well. And usually Tua beats up on bad teams, so he should have a good week this week. Thoughts on Miles Sanders? I like Miles Sanders. I would definitely try to be trading for him. I'm calling it now, Tyler. Will Fuller comes back and goes off. Remember I said this. All right. I do remember because you asked if you should pick him up. Hey, I'll remember this. All right. I'm calling that he comes back 1 game hurt again. Back to IR, officially done for season. I'm calling that. Remember I said that. But what was I saying? I don't remember. I get so sidetracked sometimes. I don't remember. Anyways. Thoughts on Miles Sanders. Okay. So some people were saying with Miles Sanders, because you had Nick Sirianni come out and say, like, the other guys might be involved in this offense as well. To me, like, he would be such an idiot if he did that because Miles Sanders is by far the best player. And now all of a sudden, right when Miles Sanders gets hurt, you decide to be a run-heavy team now. They're really running the ball. They're actually running the ball at the second highest rate in the NFL, next to only they have the second highest rushing attempts at the running back position, next to only the New England Patriots over the span that Miles Sanders has been hurt. So to me, Miles Sanders comes back, he should definitely be the guy. He's the best running back in the backfield and get him the dang football. You know what I'm saying? So I like Miles Sanders, and I think it would be very stupid if Nick Sirianni did not insert him back in as the RB1, which he did say as well. He would say if he's healthy, he's our starting back. So he should be the starting back and should see like a really solid workload of like, 15, 18 touches per game at least. Knox or Freiermuth? I would go with Knox. Trade Evans for Jamar W? Yes. I think I'm going to bench Kyler this week. Just peace of mind and start 2 in a very easy matchup. I can't risk not playing Yeah, that's fine, Seclan. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's, good logic. I mean, that honestly, I would probably do the same. So I think that's completely fine. I think that's a good call on your end, 100%. CEH for Miles Sanders, if I can get it, I would do it, yeah. DJ Moore, Renfro, Gibson for AJ Dillon and Justin Jefferson. DJ Moore, Renfro, Gibson for AJ Dillon and Justin Jefferson. No, I wouldn't do that because AJ Dillon's gonna have 2 games, and then I'm pretty sure that you're gonna have Aaron Jones come back, and yes, AJ Dillon will still be relevant, but Aaron Jones will take over and be more of the lead guy than AJ Dillon. So I'd rather just have DJ Moore, Renfro, and Gibson, and all those guys have had their bye weeks as well. Mahomes or Wilson? Mahomes. Jefferson versus Pittman. Jefferson. Jeff Wilson or Mark Ingram? Wilson. Which 2? Gallup, Ingram, Darrell Williams. I would go with Darrell Williams, and I would go with Ingram. Montgomery or Mark Ingram? Montgomery. Do I start Ingram, Monty, or Sanders this week? I would go with Ingram, Monty, or Sanders. Only one, I would go Monty. Do the Chargers win this week? What do you think? Obviously not. They're going to lose. They're playing the Steelers. What do you think? No, honestly, yeah. I mean, do you really think the Steelers have a chance? I don't think the Steelers have a chance. But I will say this. This is one of those typical games that Pittsburgh has. Like, Pittsburgh, it's so frustrating under Mike Tomlin, okay? Under the Mike Tomlin, the era, like, if the people always talk about it now, but honestly, if you're a real Steelers fan, you know this. And it's so true. Mike Tomlin teams struggle against the worst team. Always. They always do for some reason. I don't understand. But when it comes to games that they have no business winning, they come out and they're lights out. And this is the only slight hesitation that I have to saying that the Chargers won't absolutely annihilate Pittsburgh is just because of that reason. For some reason, I don't understand why. The Steelers will come out and just ball out against in a game that they should absolutely lose. But they should lose 100%. Melvin with the $5 donation. Yo, appreciate it. Thank you. We got McCall. With the $5 donation, trade Jeff Wilson and OBJ for Keenan Allen. Yeah, I would do that. If you're not going to play Jeff Wilson this week, OBJ's. I think there's potential there for OBJ, but Keenan Allen's a wide receiver 1 in this offense. And Jeff Wilson, I think when Elijah Mitchell may be back next week, I think that's a pretty fair trade. Yes, I would do it. I would take Keenan Allen. And appreciate the $5 donation. W's in chat for Melvin McCall. Yo, appreciate it, brother. All right. And with that feels like a great time for a quick little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. All you got to do, once again, is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. Also hit that follow button over there as I go live only on TikTok throughout the week as well. I will be going live only tomorrow on TikTok as well. So make sure you hit that follow button, but come on over to YouTube. All right, so we got Goddard, Knox, or Henry. Goddard. And real quick, if you want to ensure your questions get answered instead of copy and paste, as you can see, Aiden Roberts right there has a green name tag, also has a little badge next to his name as well. He signs up to be a member. Members have priority in chat. Every single time I jump to their name whenever they have a question, answer their question 100% of the time. If you want to ensure that you get your questions answered, consider signing up to be a member. Helps me out, but it helps you out as low as $2.99. All you got to do is type in ! membership to sign up. There's different tiers, different things that you unlock, but ! membership. Click the link. It will take you to sign up. Once again, get your questions answered 100% of the time. Also, super chats are available. All right. Goddard, Knox, or Henry. Goddard. Pick 2. We got Waller, Kittle, or A.J. Dillon. Waller, Kittle, or A.J. Dillon. Waller, Kittle, or A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon. And is that Waller? Walker? I'm assuming that's Waller, right? I would go with Kittle and A.J. Dillon there. Optimize. Why it just became a... Seclan just became a... What is that? Is this like it re-upping your memberships? Is that what it's doing, I'm assuming? For these guys? That's what I think it's probably doing. I'd imagine it's just automatically re-upping their membership. Yo, appreciate it, Wyatt, Optimize, and Seclan. Yo, thanks, you guys. I'm in a crisis. I need you. You need me, Justin O'Connor. Who do I start? Alex Collins, Zach Moss, or J.D. McKissick? Thank you for your help. I would go with Alex Collins there. Drop Julio Jones at this point. I think he's dropped, well, to be honest with you, yes. Jeff Wilson, J.D. McKissick, or Devonte Williams at flex. Devonte Williams on bye week, so I would go with Jeff Wilson there. Who would you drop? Ayuk, Gallup, for Jerry Jeudy. I have Allen, Higgins, Tony, and Claypool. Would you drop Ayuk and Gallup for Jerry Jeudy? I would drop Ayuk for Jerry Jeudy, yes. I would do that, yeah. What was the one question? I already missed it. Did it auto renew my membership? It must have, I'm assuming. Go check your bank. I'm assuming that's what it must have done. It probably just auto renewed it. It looks like you got a new badge. Yes, it looks like that's what it did. You got a new badge color, Seclan. Yours is now dark blue, which is going to be really tough as you as a mod because your mod name is also blue. I'll definitely. I know that sometimes when chat gets crazy, Seclan, I miss you because it's really hard to know without that green name tag. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It is very hard to distinguish you from the crowd without seeing that badge. So, yo, Tyler, I need a refund. You told me to start Wayne Gallman over A.J. Dillon last night. Now I'm down 3 points. Thanks a lot, bro. Yo, I can get you that refund, though, bro. You want it? How do you... Oh, jeez. I would never do that. That would be... That person should be fired if they said that. How do you feel about Robbie Anderson's potential with Cam at quarterback? I think that he gets a slight boost, but I feel the best about DJ Moore, to be honest with you. Do I drop Ayuk or Gallup? I would drop Ayuk. Ryan, you're picking up Jerry Jeudy. You're saying I would drop Ayuk. Pick 2, Waller, Kittle, or A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon and Kittle for me. Marco, 12-team league. I need a starting wide receiver and a flex. Terry McLaurin, Kadarius Toney, Elijah Mitchell, Darrell Williams, Jeff Wilson. Thank you very much. So need a wide receiver and a flex. I would go with Jeff Wilson and Terry McLaurin. What should I do with Ridley? I would just hold on to him, to be honest with you. What's your take on Chris Carson's situation now for season? I mean, you're going to have Alex Collins. He's going to be the lead back in this offense now. And I kind of talked about in the video that Travis Homer comes to play because as we saw, this team was getting, they're losing, they're down. And Travis Homer played a decent amount of snaps. So he looked like to be more the receiving back. But I anticipate with Russell Wilson getting, healthier, shaking off some of that rust, this offense will be better. So Alex Collins definitely becomes the lead back and a guy that you can trust week in and week out. Buxty in or bench? I mean, it depends on who else you have, but I think that they're a good add. Do I drop Edmonds for Sanders? Who's that? Miles Sanders? You're saying? I would do that. Carr or Russ this week? I have Russ. I want to double check. I want to say Russ. Probably honestly a spot higher than Carr. Yes, I would go Russ. Cowboys or Packers defense this week, both tough matchups. I would go with the Packers. Hi, Tyler. Tua or Cam? Foreman or Carter? Hi, Daisy. I would go Tua or Cam. I would go with Cam and Foreman or Carter. As long as it's PPR, I would go with Carter there. Tyler, I want a refund. When I selected to be a starter, it made me water boy. I at least thought I could make plays kicker. Put me in, coach. As you can see, who would Ozai be? Ozai would be the equivalent of Robert Aguayo. You get that reference? That's Ozai, his kicking ability. Just like his favorite team selection, that would be his kicking ability. Robert Aguayo. Yo, what up, Little Top? Yo, what up, Aiden? 10-team PPR, currently 7-2. Beautiful. I have Cooks. I have Swift, Cook, Eckler at running back, Hill, Keenan, and Deante at bench. What moves do I make for playoffs? None. Keep that team. 7-2. I mean, those running backs are really good as well. The wide receivers look really good. I would just keep what you got. Keep going. Made another big trade this week. Let's hear a Little Top. Burrow, Herbert, or Hurts? Hurts. Okay, thank you as always. You're welcome. No problem. Marquise Brown or Metcalf? Metcalf. Would it be crazy to start Ingram over Cook considering their matchups? Yeah, I would. I definitely want to do it. I would 100% fire up Cook, Barrett. Miami's defense or Panthers defense? Panthers defense. Traded Jefferson and Pitts for Adams and Dillon. Have Gesicki, also had Aaron Jones, so it kind of pushed me over. Okay. Yeah, no, that's solid. I totally get that. Little Top, that's a solid trade. I like that trade. Yeah. What do you think of Williams from the Chargers? To be completely honest with you, looks like he's reverting back to that, average wide receiver that he was for basically the first 4 years of his career. Since I am a starter, what position am I playing? I'm 6'3", 170, and also handsome according to my mother. 6'3", 170. Well, I'm assuming you'd probably have to play like wide receiver, that's where you're gonna have to play with that frame. Hopefully, I was gonna say maybe defensive back, but those guys usually are like $190. And you gotta do you like to hit or do you like to catch the ball? You know what I'm saying? Ayuk or Kirk? Full point PPR, Kirk. Christian Kirk. Thoughts on Jordan Howard? Droppable with Sanders returning. I would give it a week. I wouldn't drop Howard until we see exactly what the usage is with Miles Sanders. So I wouldn't drop him right when Miles Sanders gets back. Is Gesicki a starter this week? I'm all in on Gesicki again. He's tight end number 4. Yeah. Robert Aguayo, trash. I want GOAT status like Nate Peterman. All right, so GOAT status for kicker is probably like Chris Boswell. That's probably I'm assuming that's who you want to be. Probably Nate or probably Chris Boswell. Would you drop Ayuk, Gallup, or Emmanuel Sanders for Alex Collins? I would drop Ayuk. Yeah, give me Alex Collins. Thoughts on Peterson and Patterson and Mooney for Swift? Absolutely. CTG, I would do that 100%. Yes. No, rate my starters rest of the season. Justin Herbert, Dalvin Cook, Antonio Gibson, Jamar Chase, CD, AB, Kyle Pitts, 12-team league. No, I would say that's a solid A-. I think that team looks pretty solid. Should I trade A.J. Brown, D-Hop, Cooks, and Kirk for Kupp and Hill? Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Saints or Cardinals D for playoffs? To be honest with you, I have not really. I couldn't answer that question. I don't know what the playoffs look like for both those teams. Let's see. Do I even have? Yeah, I have him. They got Chicago, the Rams, Detroit, Indy, Dallas. I don't really like that a whole lot. Who is the other team? Saints D? Do I have anybody? Yeah, I have Alvin Kamara. Oh, yeah, I would. Oof. I mean, Miami, Carolina, like that. And they get the New York Jets. It's really hard to say. I would just honestly keep both of them. Just play matchups. Like, it's good to have multiple. it's fine to have multiple defenses on your team, especially when you get to the playoff time. Like, that's fine. Because at that point, like I kind of talked about this, you get rid of some of your depth, you pick up backup running backs that will have a really good opportunity if the lead guy is out. Like, if you have a guy, like, say you have like Michael Gallup on your team, you're probably not going to be playing Michael Gallup. Feel free to cut him, pick up backup running backs, pick up multiple defenses, and be playing matchups at that point. Rock Out with another $5 donation. Yo, shout out to Rock Out. Appreciate the $5 donation. We got Rate My Team. Quarterback Allen. RBs, we got Swift, CMC. Ooh. Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, Madison, Hubbard. Wide receivers are Jefferson, Deante Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, Kirk, Bateman, Corey Davis, and tight end Schultz. Full point PPR. I mean, I think that team's really solid, to be honest with you. CMC, Allen, a good wide receiver one. I mean, I really like Jerry Jeudy, Deante Johnson. I would give that team, honestly, like an A- as well. I think that team, and that's full point PPR. I would probably no, actually, I'm giving that team an A. Now that's full point, because CMC, full point PPR, absolute machine. So is Swift. Michael Carter is as well. Deante Johnson is. Jerry Jeudy, I anticipate for the rest of the season to be really solid after the bye. So I think that team looks really solid, Rock Out. And appreciate the $5 donation. Gaskin or Michael Carter? If it's full point PPR, I would go with Michael Carter. Otherwise, I would go Gaskin. If CH doesn't play, who you got, bud? Pick 3. Jeff Wilson, Dillon, Darrell Williams, and Barkley. I would go with Barkley, Dillon, and Jeff Wilson. Jonathan. Do I drop Bateman for Kirk? Bateman for Kirk. That one's tough. Honestly, that's really close. Those are two guys that honestly are right around each other for the rest of the season in terms of ranking. So, I'd probably keep Bateman. I would just give Bateman the slight edge. Christian Kirk has been really solid this season, to be honest with you. But Bateman, as of late, healthy now, has been pretty good as well. But Bateman doesn't have his bye week. So that's the only reason why I would give him a slight edge. It's really close there, though. Wentz, Herbert, or Cam? Herbert. Should I pick up Jeff Wilson or Foreman? Jeff Wilson. Hawkinson, Schultz, or Ertz? Hawkinson. All right, and we're caught up a little bit over on YouTube. What time is it? 7:12. Go live here for a little bit longer. Yeah. I'm gonna stop the live over on TikTok and reboot it. Go live for probably 10 more minutes or so. All right, is Mark Ingram a good start this week? Yes, he is. Pick one: Elijah Moore, Devonte Foreman. Donta Foreman. I would go with Foreman. Do I trust Chubb after not playing over Gaskin? Yes. Fire up Chubb. 10-team PPR. My team is Dak, CMC, Najee, JT, AJ Brown, Cooks, D-Hop, Waller. Given some of my league mates are brain dead, but still very slowly traded my way up the ladder. Looks really good, Isaac. That team looks really good. Start Renfro or Gallop in my flex. I would go with Renfro. Gallop or Scary Terry? Scary Terry. Love the channel. Thanks for the advice. No problem, Chris. Thank you. When are you going live again, brother? I'll be going live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. I don't know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow yet. But I'll be going live tomorrow. Gaskin or Ingram? Gaskin. Actually, Ingram. Ingram's higher for me. Rate my team, 10-team league. We got Stafford, Najee, Swift, D. Adams, Diggs, Waller, AJ Brown. Most points scored, but I think that team looks really good. Honestly, I would say an A. I know that why your team isn't the highest scoring because Diggs and AJ Brown haven't been that great this season, but I expect that to change. Start Higgins for Gallop. I would go with Higgins. He's one spot higher than Gallup, so it's a toss-up, Mikey B. Rate my team, 18 league. I would say, we got Kyler, Taylor, Mixon, Hill, Chase, Kelsey. I mean, that's impossible to hate. I would say I would say an A. I mean, that's really hard to hate. An 8-team league. Had to start Higgins over Cooper this week. Zach Moss or Landry. I would go with Zach Moss. For flex, Zach Moss or Landry, Zach Moss. Brian Franklin with the $2 donation saying thanks. Appreciate it, brother. That's the first, I think that might be the first donation I've ever gotten where it's just like, thank you. So, hey, appreciate it. No, you're welcome. You're welcome and appreciate the $2 donations. Shout out to Brian Franklin in chat. W's in chat for Brian. Thank you for the $2 donation. 10-team league, Mike. I think that I said that team looks good. Should I trade Cordell Patterson for Chris Godwin? I think it's a pretty fair trade. It kind of comes down to, like, do you need a running back or a wide receiver? Like, what do you need? I mean, Cordell Patterson has the dual ability. So I would just go with Cordell. I would keep Cordell. Got the request to trade Najee and Kupp for Swift and Adams. Tough. Ooh, that is a little tough. Honestly, I would just keep Najee and Kupp, though. I would keep Najee and Kupp. I wouldn't do that trade. I do love me some Swift, but Najee, I mean, I think Najee's great. Yo, can you rate my team? Oh, I missed it. It was under the donation. My team now, Dak, Aaron Jones, Henderson, Dillon, Diggs, Adams, Cooper, Kirk, Ridley, Gesicki. I mean, I would say that team's an A. I mean, that team's stacked. Look at those running backs. Beautiful. The wide receivers look really good as well. I'm a big fan of Mike Gesicki, and you got Dak. It's stacked. Great job, little top. Kirk and D-Hop for Deante. Am I overvaluing? No, I think that's fine. I mean, maybe a little bit, but Deante's already had his bye week. As we've seen with D-Hop, his target share is just not that high this year. Deante's got one of the highest target shares in the NFL, so I would definitely do that trade. I would take Deante. I think Deante, especially in a PPR, like full point PPR, is a borderline wide receiver 1 week in and week out. Absolutely. He's an absolute stud. All right, I'm going to go live one more time over on TikTok. Try to get a little more traction, and then I'm going to hop off. Start Dak or Tua this week. Dak. Gallop or Emmanuel Sanders? Gallop, baby. Give me Michael Gallup. Let's get it. Michael Gallup. There are 1,000 views here. 1,000 playbacks. We got 855. Can we break it? Now that I lost Cooper 2 for the week, I could have Tua Gesicki combo instead of Dak and Cooper. I mean, I get that. I would still play Dak personally. I would fire up Dak, but I mean, if you want to go with that, go for it. If you want to go with the stack, Gallup or Emmanuel Sanders with Josh Allen quarterback. If you want to go with the stack, go for it. But I mean, I guess I would go with Emmanuel Sanders. If you want to do the stack, just because it's not a big difference between Gallup and Emmanuel Sanders. Like personally, I have Gallup ranked higher, but if you want to go with the stack, I mean, go for it. My win probability was 38%. I started full Packers D, and now I'm at it's 53. Let's go. Pat's D definitely win for me this week. Pat's D was scored a lot of points. Steelers/Colts 2005 AFC divisional game, one of the greatest games ever. Jerome Bettis' first fumble in the red zone. Big Ben's first career tackle. Oh, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that game. Nearly puked because of that game. I'll never forget that, that's for sure. I don't know what, and that's when Big Ben, I believe Big Ben that year, unless it was the other Super Bowl. I think it was that year where he had the broken foot and he was playing with his shoe was like 2 sizes bigger than what his normal shoe size was because of his foot. I believe it was that year. I think that's when he had the broken foot. Is Rashad Penny worth rostering over Jordan Howard? No, I wouldn't. Or should I start AJ Brown or James Robinson? DK or AJ Brown? I would go with AJ Brown. Bateman, Claypool, or Ayuk? I would go with Bateman. And real quick, if you're on TikTok, come on over to YouTube as well. Not as busy. Get your questions answered over there. All right. So for YouTube, I'm probably going to hop off here. It's died down a little bit. Actually, I guess I'll stay. I said, 10 minutes, so I'm going to stay until 7:25. 7:25. Start Gallop or Higgins. Thanks. I'm going to go with Higgins. He's one spot ahead of Gallup, so it's really close. Do I start Mike Williams or Renfro? I'm going to go with Renfro there. That's where we're getting with Mike Williams, unfortunately. Dawson Knox or Dallas Goddard? I would go with Dallas Goddard, Matthew. Dallas Goddard. All right. Tyler, is it true Buddy the Health was suspended for shaving points? No. I'll tell you why Buddy the Health got suspended. What? I don't know. I can't come up with anything creative. He hurt his back. He didn't get suspended. He hurt his back. He's taking a leave of absence right now. Getting that back healthy for early and very early, like winter. I wouldn't say early winter, I guess. I would say a January return date is when he's probably going to be returning. January, February return date. Start hitting up the links early, playing some of those warmer climates, warmer states, some of these warmer golf courses, getting back into the groove to be full go come summertime. He'll be back. He's just rehabbing right now. Who should I trade DJ Moore? Who should I trade DJ Moore? I mean, it's really hard to say. Like, you're trying to get DJ Moore? I would just be sending out trade offers. I mean, it's really tough to say who exactly. I don't know your team. I don't know their team. I don't know the scoring. Just be sending out trade offers that you think are fair. And as long as they're fair to you, that you think that they're fair, send them. Full send. Hold Ingram or trade to a team that needs an RB. What's the motto? The motto is always be sending, right? Always be sending them trade offers to better your team. If that means trading CMC and you're getting top tier talent, do it. But always be sending is my motto. Should I trade Aaron Jones and Mike Williams for AJ Brown and Melvin Gordon? I need to win now and make the playoffs. Well, but I mean, Melvin Gordon doesn't give you a great shot to win this week. AJ Brown this week, and then I think, do you have a week 13 bye? I mean, I guess I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. I have DJ Moore. I would keep DJ Moore. I would hold on to him. What's the news on Kamara? Kamara is officially out. Is there any good waiver wire wide receivers this week? I mean, it really depends on who's available. I would say a guy like Johnson for the Tennessee Titans. He had over 100 yards last week. This team obviously needs a second wide receiver. Maybe he's going to be that guy. Marcus Johnson is his name. That's what his name is. Cedric Wilson will possibly come back in with the news with Amari Cooper, and he's probably going to miss next week as well, they're saying. So he's another guy. Sup, yo, what's up, cool guy Alex? Corey Davis or Edwards? Corey Davis. I traded Allen for Cordell and Pittman. Is that good? I think that's good, yeah. One. Also, if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So come on over, get your questions answered. Pick two. We got Carter, Jeff Wilson, or Ingram. I would go with Jeff Wilson and Ingram. Jalen Waddle or DJ Moore? DJ Moore. I got Mike Williams, Adam Thielen, T. Higgins, Elijah Moore. Which one do I bench? I would go with Elijah Moore there. Should I start Tyler Lockett or Josh Jacobs? Tyler Lockett for me. Jason. When do you think Kamara is coming back? I think, the fact that I think he logged the limited practice this week. Maybe he had a setback. I don't know exactly. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Hopefully next week, Trade Devonte for Kamara. If you're in a good spot, sure, I would do that. I think, I'd rather have Kamara for the rest of the season. But if you're in kind of a situation where it's like Kamara is not going to play this week, and maybe he could be out next week as well. You know what I mean? It's pretty risky. I probably wouldn't do it. Start Gallop or Higgins. Thanks. I would go with Higgins is one spot higher. He has Joe Flacco, though. Joe Flacco's a beast. He is a beast, but, Joey Flacco is going to be targeting my boy, Corey Davis. Start Gallop or Higgins. I already got that one. Ingram or Moore. DJ Moore? I would go with DJ Moore. Pittman, Lockett, Higgins, or Waddle? Only one? I would go with Lockett. Do you think Harris and Stevenson are going to continue the 50-50 split? What's your opinion on Marquise Brown for the game? I like Marquise Brown. Do I think it's going to be a 50-50 split? I don't think so, but I wouldn't put anything past Bill Belichick. You know, he's called Bellatrix for a reason. Carter, Jeff Wilson, or Ingram? Jeff Wilson and Ingram. Start Kirk. It depends on your other options. Should I trade Swift for Mark Andrews and Gibson? No, I wouldn't. Is Renfro a player I should go for? Like, trade for it? I want to try to trade for him. If he's available, 100% pick him up. Trade Cup for Cordell, Patterson, Fournette, and Devonte Smith. I have so many injuries. If you need the depth, I mean, I think that's a decent trade, yeah. Do you think Robinson is going to play this week? I do think so. Mark Ingram, Josh Jacobs, or Jeff Wilson? 2. I would go Mark Ingram and Jeff Wilson. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. There's only 26 people over here. I'm answering all the questions over here. You'll get your question answered 100%. So, once again, click on that profile, go to my link tree. In my description, my link tree will take you over. And if you're over on YouTube, smash that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. All right. Do you think... Oh, no, I already got the one. Trade Fournette, Higgins, and Bateman for Swift? No, I wouldn't do that. I would keep the guys that you have. Unless you like have really, really, really good depth, I guess. And you're just looking to upgrade. I think Swift is a slight upgrade over Fournette. I don't think it's a massive upgrade. I would keep what you have. Do you think Lockett will do well rest of the season? I do think so. Start Swift or Dillon? I have Swift just a little bit higher than Dillon. This might change as we get closer to the game, especially with the recent news that Jared Goff is out. I don't know what to expect from this quarterback that is going to be playing. So, Bateman or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Yo, what up? Mooney or Ayuk rest of the season? I would go with Ayuk. Gibson or Mike Williams at flex full point PPR? I would go with in full point. Honestly, I would go with Gibson. Superior with the $2 donation. Appreciate it. Do I start Russell Wilson or do I do Russell Wilson for Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, I would take Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I would take Aaron Rodgers. I would do that trade, yes. Kirk or AJ Green? Kirk. And appreciate the $2 donation. Hey, Tyler. Yo, what's up? What's up, Yuki? How you doing? James Robinson, David Montgomery, or AJ Dillon? Pick 2. I would go with James Robinson and AJ Dillon. Gibson, Gallup, or Jeff Wilson with Mitchell being... I would go with Jeff Wilson there. Jay Millie. Hollywood or Mooney? Hollywood. I think I'm going to keep OBJ. There's no tight ends to trade for. He might go off the rest of the season. That's fine, Drew. Do what you think is best. Absolutely. Start Bateman or Claypool? Bateman. We got Higgins, DJ Moore, Deante Johnson. Pick 2. I would go with DJ Moore and Deante Johnson for 2. Who wins this trade? Half point PPR. We got Chubb, Davis for James Robinson and Brandon Cooks. Chubb and Davis for James Robinson. I would go with James Robinson and Brandon Cooks side. Gaskin for Adrian Peterson. Or Gaskin or Adrian Peterson. I would go with Gaskin. Swift, JT, Monty, Ingram, bench one. I would go with, who would I bench? Ingram. DJ Moore or James Conner at flex. Full point PPR, I would go with James Conner. Start Mooney or Hollywood. I would go with Hollywood. Do I trade Swift for J-Rob, Allen, or do I trade Taylor for J-Rob? Do I trade Taylor for J-Rob and Allen, or Taylor for Saquon and Monty? I would do Saquon and Monty. I would do that trade. Would you trade Patterson for Kirk and Zeke? Yeah, and Kirk for Zeke? Absolutely, yes. I'm good. Thanks. I hope you had good too. Yes, my day was good. Thank you, Yuki. Happy to see Chubb is back. Yes, he is. Chubb is back. Come on, Tyler. Jamar Chase for James Conner. I don't want James Conner. No, I'm not doing it. Although I am from where James Conner's from. So I'm from Erie. Should I start Keenan Allen or Jamar Chase? Keenan Allen. AJ Green or Chase Claypool? I go Chase Claypool. What's Cup worth? I've been offered J-Rob, Thielen, and Gaskin. J-Rob, Thielen, and Gaskin, that's pretty solid for Cup. I might do that for Cup. Ingram or Lockett. I have DK as well. I would probably want a little bit more for Cup, to be honest. I think that's a lot, though, to be honest. But I probably want to do that. Mark Ingram or Alex Collins rest of the season? Alex Collins. Do you think that Russell Wilson will start to do good, or should I start Fields this week? No, I would go with Russell Wilson. I'm 7-3, need to win out. I had all my running backs go down early this year. That's been tough, yes. Need to win to have any shot. That's tough when you have injuries. I mean, it's really unfortunate. That's the worst part about fantasy is that you can have a really solid team, but injuries can completely derail your team. It's a crappy part of fantasy football. Off topic, who is more beautiful? Alicia Keys. Oh, my wife is probably watching stream. She won't like it if I say that. Half point, Murray, JD, or Drake. Murray, JD, or Drake. I would go with Murray. Should see 300 subs coming your way in the next few days. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that, Truly Epic. Thank you. And if you guys haven't, go check out Truly Epic's YouTube channel. Everybody go check him out. Posts his random stuff, but he's going to focus on some content, niche-specific content, and he's going to post some more stuff. Yeah. And his YouTube channel is going to grow. Start Bateman. No, what is it? Should I pick up Arnold on waivers this week or for Kelsey's bye? Yeah, I mean, I would. Depends on who you're dropping, but yeah. Start Bateman or Schultz at flex. I was thinking about Schultz since Cooper is out. I haven't updated that. That is actually true. I didn't update Schultz ranking for my flex ranking. Also, I didn't update his rankings. I have to look at that. I know I hate to say this. Off the top of my head, what I would do is I would still go Bateman, but I need to look at that a little bit more. I didn't take that into consideration, actually, with the recent news. Right before I got on stream, I updated my rankings. With that news, it just happened probably like 30 minutes prior, so I was updating my rankings. I totally forgot to do that. So I'm going to look at that after the stream. I appreciate that, Michael. I would probably go Bateman as of right now, but definitely come back and ask that question. Do I keep James Conner for the rest of the season or trade him soon? I would keep him. I think so here's the thing with James Conner is that he was basically a top 20 running back even prior to the Chase Edmonds injury. And James Conner is exactly, who I thought he was going to be. They're exactly who I thought they were. In the great words of, what's that dude's name? Green? I forget what his first name is. But he's taken on the Kenyon Drake role. Exactly that. Kenyon Drake was the top 20 fantasy running back last year. Due to his touchdowns, due to his work around the goal line. That's exactly what James Conner is going to be this year. I would keep him. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll take that back. I mean, I wouldn't just trade him just because you feel like you need to. Always be sending, right? That's the motto. Always be sending. But don't think that you just need to trade him just because obviously you're going to have, Chase Edmonds coming back and his fantasy value is going to take a hit. It's not like if Alvin Kamara came back and you have, Mark Ingram. That's a big difference between those two guys. This, I don't see much of a difference. Obviously, there's going to be a slight drop-off because he's not going to be the bell cow back. But still, there's top 20 potential there with James Conner. So I always be sending, though. Miles Sanders or JD? Miles Sanders if he plays. Should I start Lamar or Herbert? Lamar. Ingram or Lockett? I have DK too. I would go with... I got to double check that. I got to check who I have higher. I want to say Lockett is probably just a little bit higher. Lockett is 2 spots higher. Yes. Knox or Hawkinson? Hawkinson is Alex Collins a pickup now? Yes, Alex Collins, absolutely pick up Alex Collins. Yes. Knox or Hawkinson for tight end? Hawkinson. You think Collins is a pickup now? Absolutely. He should have been. Alex Collins should not have been available. Nick Chubb or James Robinson? I would go with Nick Chubb this week. Colin. Nick Chubb. All right. And that's nearly 2 hours for the live stream. So I'm going to hop off. I'll be live tomorrow. And we got over 1,000 playbacks, so that's awesome. I'll be live tomorrow. So if you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button. If you're following over on TikTok, make sure you hit that follow button. I'll be going live over on TikTok tomorrow as well. TikTok only tomorrow. So make sure you hit that follow button to get notified when I go live. Thoughts on AP? Should I drop him? No, I wouldn't drop him. J-Rob and Hunt or Justin Jefferson and Cordell. J-Rob and Hunt. Thanks. Peoples Jones or Ayuk. I would go with Ayuk. Thanks. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Have a wonderful evening. I will see everybody tomorrow. Peace out, people. Have a great night.